It's, ladies and gentlemen, it is time, traditionally, for once a week, for me to tell you about that little segment you love, I love. It's time for Phil's Day Off. Yes. Phil's Day Off. So yesterday was my day off from streaming after a 6-day streaming week. And it was a busy one. Oh my goodness, was it a busy one. So, basically, I had to do all the errands to get ready for today's big Thanksgiving. Luckily for me, I had already pretty much prepared food-wise, okay, for the most part for today. In fact, the shopping trip I had to go on was actually just a regular week of groceries as opposed to a shopping trip where it was all Thanksgiving items. I did this purposefully. I shopped 2 weeks ago for Thanksgiving, so I wouldn't have to fight everyone for food. And boy, am I grateful, because when I went to the grocery store, the same cooler where I got in the turkey breast for today had 3 turkey breasts in it. That was it. It was empty. So I'm like, yeah, I did the right thing by getting the food early, for sure. I didn't have to fight for all that stuff. So here's what happened. We woke up, had some breakfast together, all right? And then we said, what are we going to do today? I said, well, let's make our shopping list, which we did. And I said, all right, so here's what we should do. I will go out and do all the errand stuff. So, for example, the grocery shopping, pet supply shopping, and there was a few odds and ends that I had to do while I was out. Now, I knew it was going to take longer than usual. It's the day before Thanksgiving. There's a million people on the road, okay? It's like, let me do that. In the meantime, my wife is at the end game of God of War Ragnarok. And I said, this is a great opportunity for you to play it today, because I got to be out doing that stuff. And then, later on when I come home, I have to set up the playlist for the Adpocalypse Marathon on Friday. So you're going to have time when I play. Excuse me. You're going to have time to play while I'm out. Then we can maybe unpack, have dinner together. All right? And then after that, I'll go set up the playlist, and you can finish the game. This way, you can finish it, and I will not be spoiled whatsoever. Okay? So, that's exactly what we did. I went out and started doing my errands, running around, doing all this stuff, while she was playing the game. Okay? I was out and about, shopping. It wasn't so bad, actually. Like, I thought it was actually going to be much worse. Definitely, there was a lot of people out. It was hilarious seeing people last-minute Thanksgiving shop and having no idea what they were doing. There was a guy. So there's the turkey breast cooler I just told you about. There's 3 turkey breasts in there. The guy literally picks each one up and he's inspecting them like he has no idea what they are. And he, like, every inch, he puts that one down, he picks up the next one. He's like, dude, it's a turkey breast. Like, what the fuck are you looking for on there? Like, I don't know. Like, seriously, these people, like, it's like they live on another planet, and then the day before Thanksgiving, they come out to get Thanksgiving ingredients. They're, like, so confused. So, I got most of the stuff we needed. Some of the stuff that I wanted didn't have, but I think it's only because the time of the year, maybe. I don't know. But for the most part, it wasn't a big deal. And in fact, it was a better shopping trip than usual. What I mean by that, it was less expensive, because we already had all the ingredients for Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving meal today was already taken care of. And we make enough food that we have leftovers for another day. So this is going to be enough for at least 2 days of food. So, because of that, that's 2 meals we don't have to make this week. Outside of Thanksgiving, making it today. That's good. It means we don't have to buy 2 meals, you see. So we actually cut back a little bit on food costs this week. But anyway, so I was out and about doing all my stuff. And it took a little bit longer than usual, but not too much longer, okay? So I come home, and Kat is just sitting there on the couch, TV's off and everything. I said, what happened? What happened to our plan? I thought you were going to beat God of War. She says, I did. I was like, oh. She's like, yeah, I was closer than I thought. And she basically said the ending was great, and she likes the game, and she can't talk about it, of course, because I can't be spoiled. And when she finished the game, her save file time clocked in at 50 hours. 50 gameplay hours. So, now I kind of know what I'm expecting. And if you take a look at my playthrough so far of God of War, I'm only at 20 hours. Yeah, 20 hours. So, we have a while. We have a while to get through in this game. And, it's going to take a bit. So then, I said, all right, let's get food. What do we want? Because we'll order food. Well, we're just thinking, we're like, well, what are we going to have? What did we just have? What are we going to have? So why don't we get Mexican food? Okay, so we order from the usual restaurant we always order from. Now, this restaurant is really good. Number one, whenever you order from them, they give you free chips and salsa. which is amazing. You get, tortilla chips, you put their own salsa, which is it's spicy, but also very tasty. Really good. This is the same Mexican restaurant that I've ordered for Feasting with the King. If you remember, I think we've done Mexican at least once where I did this. Remember it was like a tour of the world or a tour of Mexico where we had the steak and other things too. It was like 2 or 3 different things, right? That was in it. And it was really good. So we ordered from them. And immediately I noticed something's different. I looked at it and I was like, why does it say the food is coming from another direction? The restaurant that we always go to and the restaurant we always get the food delivered from is one that's near our local mall. For some reason, it's saying the food is coming from a completely different direction. I was like, oh no. So here's what happens sometimes. If you're not aware, when you order food on any of these apps, whether it's Doordashed or Uber Eats or whatever it may be, what they usually will do, if you're going to order food from any kind of a restaurant that has multiple locations in your area, they obviously will order the food from the closest one and have it delivered. But there's some situations where sadly it's not available. For example, sometimes a certain chain is very busy, and what they'll actually do is turn off their delivery. They'll actually have the ability to say, oh, we're not accepting any delivery orders right now. Okay? The problem is, when you're ordering food, you have no idea. The app, none of them tell you that. So if you always order and you always get it from this location and you like the food quality from that location, and then you order again, and it's like yesterday was the day before Thanksgiving. What happens the day before Thanksgiving? Everyone's traveling. You have family showing up. Now you're about to cook a giant meal the next day. Are you going to cook the day before? No. So everyone goes out to eat the day before Thanksgiving in America. All right? So all the restaurants are super busy. So what happened was us ordering, the restaurant we usually get the food from was overwhelmed and had shut off their online ordering. So our order went all the way across to a different town, to a different location. And we're like, oh no, because this has happened to us before, not with this Mexican restaurant, but this has happened to us with other restaurants where we get it from an alternate location. And I'm not even kidding you, and I've talked about this before on the show. Here in America, these franchised businesses have absolutely no consistency. And what I mean by that, and a perfect example here, Burger King. There's one Burger King that we go to, and whenever we go there, everything's amazing. The food is great. It's fresh. It's exactly how it's expected to be. Condiments are put properly. The vegetables are fresh. Everything's delicious. Then there's another Burger King that we went to. Everything is disgusting. Like no one gives a shit. They just fucking rush the food out. And that was the one where a year and a half ago, I got that disgusting chicken sandwich. I complained, and literally after about 2 weeks, they ghosted me and never even gave me $1 back. They couldn't even give me like a coupon for a sandwich after they screwed me over with that. All right? So here's the thing is, with these franchise restaurants in the United States, they're all supposed to be held up to the same standard. Your name of your company is on the front of the building. So if you go to Burger King in downtown over here and you go to Burger King at another town over here, they're supposed to be the equal, but they're not. And sadly, there's just no real way to hold the standards, even though they're supposed to. So this is a situation here where sadly, this is a chain of Mexican restaurants where the one that we usually order from is absolutely outstanding. The owner's probably an upstanding person who cares about food quality, who cares about the representation of the restaurant and the franchise. We ordered yesterday, okay? Just listen to this. So my wife got, I think, a combo platter, which is like a burrito and an enchilada. I got 2 enchiladas, okay? The food shows up on our doorstep and we're looking, it looks completely different than when it usually shows up. When it usually shows up, it's in these airtight, snap-on plastic containers. It completely contains your food inside. It's Mexican food, let's be honest. Mexican food is messy. There's sauce and cheese and all over it. So obviously it needs to be contained. This fucking chain, whoever owns this one, is a cost-cutting, skinflint jackass. This guy got the absolute cheapest packaging you could have. A fucking aluminum container with a piece of cardboard on top. Cardboard for something that has sauce and cheese. Can you use a single brain cell? Immediately you say, wait a minute. Cardboard for sauce and cheese is a bad idea. Cardboard gets wet. Cardboard gets disgusting when it's wet. They're just morons. Okay? So, I'm not kidding you. It's sitting on our front doorstep, and you can see in the bag, the entire bottom of the bag is sauce. There's about this much sauce in the bottom of the bag that's seeped through both packages that are stacked on top of each other, squishing each other down, sauce squirting everywhere. What the fuck? Seriously, like, what the fuck? So I pick up the bag, and the bag is dripping on my front doorstep Mexican sauce. So basically, I run it to my sink in my kitchen. All right? It's going everywhere. I open it. Of course, the food is fucking destroyed. You open it, the enchilada is like flattened. All the ingredients are all over the fucking place. It's destroyed. I had 2 enchiladas. Mine were completely crushed to one side of the container. Everything smashed and destroyed. Now, you might say, well, maybe it's the person who delivered it. I mean, maybe. But the thing is, the other place has it in proper containers. They put it in an airtight plastic container. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to seep. It's not going to leak. It's not going to, you know what I mean? By the way, so it's the same exact chain. No chips, no salsa. I checked off, give us utensils. No utensils, nothing. So basically, one chain you go to, one franchise, you get amazing packaging. You get free chips and salsa. You get everything you want, all nice, perfect. You go to the other one, your food's fucking destroyed, and they don't even give you the things you're supposed to get with it. What kind of a fucking experience is this? Again, and the thing is, on these apps, they don't give you the choice. It's not like if I was ordering on the app and it said, oh, by the way, you're not ordering from your usual location. It's going to come from this one instead. I'd be like, well, you know, don't do it then. Cancel the order. So basically, we tried to eat some of it. It was disgusting. Even you could tell like my beans, I had black beans. They were bland as shit. Have you ever eaten black beans that were bland? I've never had Mexican black beans with no flavor. They had no seasoning on them whatsoever, right? So it's obvious this chain doesn't give a fuck. This owner, whoever owns this particular one, is an asshole, a skinflint, a cheapskate. Don't give the customer anything. Smash the food. Who gives a fuck, right? So, of course, we complain. We were able to get some credit for the food. It sucked because, you know, we did lose some money on it. And it's like, what are you going to do? We argued that this is basically inedible food. It's not fair because we didn't choose to get it from that particular one. So basically, we got the case referred to a manager, and the manager was like, all right, we'll give you this much. I was like, all right, it's better than nothing. So I did get some credit towards my next order or whatever, all right? So anyway, the food, I'll be honest, the food sucked. You know, it's our one day a week where we don't cook, where we get to order out food, and the food sucks ass. And it really is a bad experience when that happens. Like, damn, you know, it's a freaking one day a week. Get to not cook, and this is what we have to fucking eat today. It's gross. So after that, I headed upstairs to shave and shower. As you can see, I shaved yesterday. I'm very smooth. Look at that. And I said, all right, I'm going to work on, you know, the Adpocalypse stuff. So I didn't know what Kat was going to do because she had beaten God of War. So, you know, I'm in here for like maybe 2 hours going through all of it. And by the way, in the meantime, people had submitted this, you know, some cool logos. I got some cool animations and stuff coming up for the next week or two. Oh, this is very excellent. I'm very excited, you know. And so finally, I finished with the Adpocalypse stuff. And like I said, we've got over 50 different videos on deck for the Adpocalypse tomorrow. I'm very excited for this. So, I leave my office. I walk downstairs and I look up and I'm like, oh, honey, so what did you do when I was... And I look, and lo and behold, our home has been transformed into a winter wonderland because Kat decorated the house for Christmas while I was doing the Adpocalypse stuff. So all the candle stuff and things that we've had from previous years all set up, garland and stuff we have up, little, you know, we have like a reindeer, you know, a cool reindeer standing up and everything. And I'm looking around like, oh, everything looks so nice. But now I got to get, you know, our candles, we have the, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Or several years ago, actually, my parents bought us a lot of Christmas decorations. Basically, during that whole time we were going through the bankruptcy when we didn't have any money for anything, my parents were like, you know, they wanted to help. So they basically sent us a ton of decorations for the house to cheer us up. And so we got all these candles. They're not real candles. They're those ones that they're battery powered and they simulate a candle. It's like this like fake wick that goes around where there's a light in front of it. So it kind of simulates the movement of a flame. We got a ton of these. We have a few that look like Christmas trees. We have some that look like pine cones. We have some that just look like a candle, but it's like almost like silver pearls on the outside. So we got a ton of these. And also they have one that looks like a polar bear, which is cute. He's like holding a big snowball. We also have this tree that my parents bought. It's a Christmas tree full of water with glitter in it. You plug it in, it turns on, and just woo all over. This light show basically. So my wife had set it all up. I was like, all right, let's get the batteries in. So we pump out the batteries. And I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good. So I was not expecting that at all. How doesn't Jasper tear it down? He doesn't bother it. Jasper does not bother the Christmas decorations in any way. He just leaves them. He doesn't care. Yeah. I don't know. He just doesn't care. So that's why, we don't have a Christmas tree because we are nervous that if we have a Christmas tree that Jasper would knock it down. We are. Although a couple years we had a mini Christmas tree. You know how regular Christmas tree is like 6-7 feet tall. So we had one of those little ones that's only like 2-3 feet tall. It could even fit like on a coffee table. We had one of those for 2 years, and he never bothered it. He just left it. But then it broke, and after that we never got another one. It's been like 2 years. We haven't even gotten another tree. So I was very pleased that Kat did that because I had no idea she was going to. I had said to her, maybe we would do it tomorrow or tonight, actually, on Thanksgiving night. I said, maybe we'll do it Thanksgiving night. We'll decorate. But because she did it early, now tonight after we eat, we could just relax, which I'm very happy because I like relaxing. I don't know about you guys. The older you get, the more relaxation you want. And I can't wait to just have a nice, ridiculously good meal with my wife tonight and then relax, So that was very nice of her to decorate. And then basically what we did is the rest of the night, we watched X-Files. All right? I just think what she's going to do now, she's going to try to find a few more games to play just casually, for the rest of the year. Because I don't know if she's really interested in anything else between now and the end of the year. Yeah. So. But anyway, it was very nice. It was a very nice day off. The one thing that went wrong was the shitty Mexican food, which you can't blame the chain. It's the individual restaurant. That owner is an asshole. We would never eat there in person. And the problem is now, if we're ordering, we got to be skeptical. Are we going to get food from the one we want or not? I mean, what we might be able to do, if we place an order and you immediately notice it's at the other restaurant once the order's placed, I think you could contact customer service and cancel the order and be like, yeah, we don't want it from there. Fuck them. Give us our money back and we'll order again from somewhere else. We might have to keep an eye on it now. Anyway, what season are we on X-Files? 4? We're either 4 or 5. Probably 4. I think 4, but maybe 5. Not sure. We've been watching it. We watched it almost all October, and now we're still watching it throughout all of November. It's a great show. I haven't seen it since the 90s, so it's fun to watch these episodes again. So, cool, right? So good stuff. That's Phil's day off, ladies and gentlemen. Hope it was a fun episode for you, like it was for me. Very exciting.